で、今日の私からのメッセージ。I'm cute now. Anyway, I'm back to talk more about the birds and the bees of romance anime. I have no idea where I'm going with that sentence. You've seen that perfect romance anime that makes you sit there, staring at the screen, thinking, why doesn't my love life look like this? I mean, who wouldn't want perfectly timed cherry blossoms falling during a confession in North China's winter? Or dramatic rain-soaked hug in Australia's heatwave? Here's the thing, anime relationships are often so polished, they might as well be running an auto-detailing service. Let's gulp down the red pill and break down why these perfect relationships are setting us up for some very real-world disappointments. In anime universe, they practically conspire to make every romantic moment magical. Take your line April, Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, for example. Every time Kosei and Kaori meet, there's a perfect backdrop. Sunsets, in a concert, even the weather cooperates. Now, compare that to real life. You're trying to have a heartfelt conversation, but you go into the conversation tired because you're already stressed at your 9 to 5 job, or your partner is more interested on his or her phone, brain rotting or doom scrolling on social media. Real love isn't about perfect timing, it's about making the best out of the most inconvenient ass moments. Maybe your love confession is in a class, or a coffee shop somewhere, or in a car. I don't know, but hey, it still counts.
You cannot save me. I'm sorry. I'm long gone.
You see this a lot. I mean, it's a meme. In Riraifu, Arata helps Chizuru to open up and embrace her emotions, which is heartwarming, but also kinda unrealistic. Well, I mean, the whole drinking a pill, reverting back to 17-year-old is also unrealistic, but that's beside the point. In real life, getting into a relationship, expecting someone to fix you, or thinking you can fix someone else, is a recipe for suffering. Relationships aren't DIY projects. You're not a therapist, and you shouldn't be the patient. Love is about growing together, not patching each other's shit up. Anime loves to drag out miscommunication for drama. Take Ao no Hako, Blue Box. Hina often hesitates to even recognize and address her own feelings of love, which leads to unspoken emotions and missed opportunities for deeper connection. It's that childhood friend shenanigans where for some reason they just can't confess ahead of time. Like, if the competition doesn't come, they'll just twiddle their thumbs until their love interest is 6 feet under or something. Her inability to be open highlights how miscommunication can create unnecessary complications. Now, in your favorite romance anime, that's cute. And please give us 12 more episodes. But in real life, miscommunication is how relationships fall apart. Just see your nearest LDR couple or people in the military. They know. Point is, talk about your feelings, even if it is awkward. Clarity might not be as dramatic, but it'll save you a lot of pointless heartache.
There's no such thing as perfect. You're beautiful as you are.
Anime loves the idea of a perfect partner, but there's a particular good one that shows all the flaws of the love interest. It's McCain. Wow! They show that Nukumizu, the caretaker, and the guy who asks to be someone's friend, trying to connect with a variety of heroines, each with their own flaws and quirks, highlighting how nobody is truly perfect and how the losing heroines were just those that twiddled their thumb. That's what makes their story relatable. They're learning how to communicate and accept each other's quirks. Now, if Nukumizu can just... Newsflash, your partner's going to have quirks and flaws. And so will you. I remember this one dude asking me, what if your partner have a foot fetish? And I don't want to answer that, but that's one of the points. A great relationship isn't about finding the one who's flawless. It's about loving someone despite their flaws and being loved despite yours. Anime romance might make your heart race with its drama and grand gestures, but a real love, it's less about those cinematic moments and more about the quiet, consistent ones. Real love grows in the small things, like celebrating each other's wins, being there during the lows, and finding joy in everyday routines. Next time you wish for an anime-style confession, remember that the greatest stories often come from the unscripted, imperfect moments of real life. So what's your story? You must have a secret story that's bottled up inside your kokoro. I go through every comment, so pour them down in the comment section. And while you're at it, subscribe. And remember, stop waiting for the perfect shoujo moment.